Imagine this. Rome at midnight. The busy noise of the day has finally faded away. No more shouts in the market. No more horses dragging carts full of olives and wine. Instead, the city feels almost sleepy, wrapped in a soft silence. The moon hangs over the rooftops, and the only sound are the occasional footsteps of a night watchman or the faint music drifting from a tavern that refuses to close. Most Romans were tucked in their beds by now, but not everyone. Some people were just getting started. And if you had the right coins in your purse and the right curiosity in your heart, you might find yourself heading toward one of the most fascinating places in the city, the Bathhouse. Now, you might be thinking, Bathhouse? At midnight? Isn't that a bit odd? And you'd be right. Most Romans went in the afternoon, when the bathhouse buzzed with life. Politicians talking shop, athletes relaxing, even poets showing off. But midnight? That was something different. Something secret. Picture the giant building ahead, with its tall stone walls glowing faintly in torchlight. The air carries a mix of smells, smoke from oil lamps, and faint hints of perfume oils drifting from inside. As you walk closer, you notice fewer people around. The crowds are gone, and that makes it even stranger, almost magical. Tonight, the bathhouse isn't just about cleaning your skin. It's about stepping into a world of shadows, whispers, and hidden lives. The city outside may be quiet, but inside those doors, a whole new world is waiting. The streets are quiet, and there it is, the giant wooden doors of the Thermae, Rome's pride. You push them open, and immediately, the world outside feels miles away. The cool night air is replaced with warmth, and the faint hiss of steam escapes like the building is alive, quietly breathing. Inside, attendants greet you. Some are half asleep. Others look way too awake for this hour, probably fueled by gossip and leftover wine. A guard nods at you, making sure you're not here to cause trouble. After all, midnight visitors can be interesting. The first thing that hits you isn't the sight, but the smell. Olive oil, crushed herbs, perfumes mixed with a touch of sweat. It's strangely comforting, like the scent of life itself, trapped inside marble walls. Now the architecture. Imagine torchlight flickering across tall columns, mosaics on the floor that tell stories of gods and heroes, their colors glowing under firelight. The corridors echo with every step, making you feel both important and very small at the same time. And who comes here at night? Not your average farmer, that's for sure. This is when wealthy elites sneak in for private baths, when lovers slip to the shadows hoping nobody notices, and when politicians whisper about deals too risky to be spoken in daylight. Midnight makes everything feel secret, and the bathhouse turns into the city's hidden stage. Your first impression? This isn't just a bath. It's a mix of perfume, stone, heat, and whispers. A place where the night lingers, and so does every secret told within these marble walls. So, you stepped inside the great Roman bathhouse at midnight. The air is heavy with steam, and the first thing you do? Well, you take off your clothes. Don't worry, no shame here. Everyone did it. In fact, undressing was the first ritual, a way of leaving behind the outside world. Rich men, young athletes, even tired politicians, all down to bare skin, clothes handed to slaves or tucked away in little cubby holes. Then came the oil. Forget modern lotions. Romans used olive oil, sometimes mixed with herbs. Slaves or attendants rubbed it onto the skin, then scraped it off with a curved tool called a strigil. It sounds weird, but it left the skin shining and clean. Imagine a midnight spa, but with a crowd of strangers and a lot of olive oil. Next stop, the frigidarium, a cold plunge pool. The water bit like ice, shocking you awake. At night, with only torches burning, it must have felt even more mysterious. Then, you drift into the tepidarium, the warm room. Steam rose lazily, voices echoed softly, and shadows of bathers stretched long on the marble walls. This was a place for chatting, gossiping, maybe whispering political secrets. Finally, the caldarium, the hot room. Steam hissed, sweat dripped, and the body felt both exhausted and alive. The baths weren't just about getting clean, they were about health, relaxation, and community. At midnight, though, it felt different, quieter, more secretive. You could hear every drip of water, every low laugh, every whisper bouncing off the stone. For Romans, these rituals were almost sacred. They believed the baths refreshed the body and the soul. And in the flicker of torchlight, with the heat wrapping around you, it probably felt true. If you think Roman bathhouses were only about soap, steam, and splashing around, think again. At midnight, these marble palaces became something else entirely. Picture it. The warm mist curling through the air, shadows on the mosaic walls, and in those shadows, secrets being traded like coins. Over there in the corner, a senator whispers to a merchant. They pretend they're talking about olive oil prices, but you know it's politics. In Rome, almost everything was politics. The bathhouse was like Twitter, just steamier, and not all conversations were about power. Some came here for love, or at least something close to it. The quiet hours of midnight made the perfect cover for romances that society might frown upon. Lovers slipping away into darker halls, pretending they were just cooling off in the frigidarium. But here's the twist. The bathhouse was both luxury and danger. On one side, you had discipline, the routines of cleansing, exercise, and order. On the other, pure decadence, wine, flirting, and the kind of scandals Roman writers loved to gossip about. Some ancient texts even mention affairs that started in the steam, or shady